Man, Caitlin Clark has got you fooled. If you think she's a great point guard, Caitlin Clark got a lot of holes in her game. And a lot of people just want to gloss over that because y'all like the logo threes. And that's what gets people excited. But we're going to break down flaws and the holes in Caitlin Clark's game here on the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Well, guys, the Indiana Fever are 4 games into the WNBA season, and a lot of people are still going on record to say that they've seen some improvement from Caitlin Clark. But if you're really watching the game, what has she improved on from last year? Now, let's break all this down. Caitlin Clark is known for shooting that logo three, and that's what a lot of people have got tricked into believing, that she's a great three-point shooter because she can hit some logo threes here and there. Yeah, Caitlin Clark got range on her shot, but she is inconsistent shooting the three ball. The logo three gets people excited and gets the crowd going, but she don't hit the logo three at a high clip. Her three-point percentage this year in 4 games, she's only shooting 30% from three-point range. The last game she played, she was 2 of 12 from three-point range. The night before that, she was 0 of 10 from three-point range, but don't nobody want to talk about that. Everybody has fell in love with the heroics of her shooting the logo three. Logo threes don't propel you to get victory. Logo threes excite the crowd. That's what they're there for. Everybody fell in love with Caitlin Clark at Iowa because she was breaking all the records, shooting all these threes and shooting the logo three. But what has happened, them three ball has not converted over to the WNBA. That's why she is struggling shooting that three-point shot at a high clip and with any consistency. Also, the turnovers was up. Her first year, she broke a WNBA record with the most turnovers in WNBA history. Nobody wanted to talk about that. They wanted to gloss over that. As soon as we make mention of that, a lot of people say we haters. But that's part of the game. Turnovers is part of the game because she handles the ball a lot. A lot of people want to make excuses talking about her teammates are dropping passes, but that's not the case every time if you watch the game of basketball. Sometimes she tries to make the home run pass and she throws the ball out of bounds. Sometimes she gets stripped at the top of the key. And see, everybody wants to talk about being a great point guard, but Caitlin Clark, for being a point guard, her handles are not that great. She don't have a handle. Caitlin Clark don't have a go-to move where she can handle the ball and get by a defender and blow by him and go straight to the basket. Her handles is not like that. Caitlin Clark likes to go right every time. She don't like going left. If you force her left, she struggles. She tries to go right every time. She don't have a handle where she has a bing tween between the leg and get back to the other side. Her handles is not great. That's why she's always getting ripped at the top of the key, because her handles is not great. Also, as a guard, Caitlin Clark is a tremendous rebounder as a guard. Also, she can pass the ball with the best of them. But the holes in her game that everybody just wants to hopscotch over, the inefficiency of shooting the three ball, the turnovers, and not able to get to the basket when your three ball is not falling for you. She sets her teammates up well. You know, she knows how to pass the ball. She knows how to run the pick and roll game. But the thing about it is Caitlin Clark don't have no stop and pop. Everything is a logo three. She don't have a mid-range game. She don't go to the basket. She don't have that floater. She gets to the basket sometimes and overpowers people and gets a layup in, but she don't do that on a high clip. She don't do that consistently. consistently. There's a lot of point guards in the league today that we've seen starting out this WNBA season that are playing better ball than Caitlin Clark. And I'll give you a prime example. Kelsey Plum out there in Los Angeles. Kelsey Plum is playing at a high clip. Yeah, the team is not winning. They got some win. They got two wins. But Kelsey Plum is putting up numbers. If you're just looking at stat for stat, Kelsey Plum is putting up numbers compared to Caitlin Clark. I mean, the thing about it is Kelsey Plum is doing some things that a lot of people said that, when she was at in Las Vegas, that they held her back. But, she actually, Kelsey Plum is, she's averaging 24 a game, 2 rebounds and 5 assists. I mean, she's shooting the three ball at a 38% clip. Y'all want to talk about Caitlin Clark? Make her be that person that really is not. It's fool's gold. There's point guards like Kelsey Plum that we need to talk about that is doing great things right now in the WNBA, that is playing better ball than Caitlin Clark. If you're looking at the numbers, Los Angeles is 2-3. The Indiana Fever are 2-2. But if you're looking at point guard numbers, look at the numbers that Kelsey Plum is putting up. She's shooting the ball at a high clip. She's shooting 83% from the free throw line. She's shooting 41% from the field. And she's flat out getting it done. And, Caitlin Clark, she's averaging 19 a game, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists. But she's shooting the ball at 40% and 30% from three-point range and 75%, from the free throw line. So it's a lot of holes in Caitlin Clark's game that a lot of people don't want to talk about, man. And, like I said, looking at the stats alone, Kelsey Plum is not getting her just dues for what she's doing with the Los Angeles Sparks. And, these last 2 games, they've been without Rakia Jackson, the 1-2 punch. And Kelsey Plum is out there flat out getting it done, putting the team on her back and getting it done. But see, a lot of people, y'all just want to look at Caitlin Clark because, oh, yeah, she broke all these records at Iowa. She set all these records, man, numbers wise. Then you come into the WNBA. She had a stellar rookie career. She was the WNBA Rookie of the Year, rightfully so. Kudos to her. Tip my cap. But don't make Caitlin Clark to be somebody that she's not. She got to work her way up to this, man. You just can't hand her the mantle and think that she's the greatest point guard that ever played the WNBA. There's guards that people don't even know about that never even watched the WNBA that they just hopscotching over just so they can put Caitlin Clark as the number 1 point guard that they ever saw play. Do your history, do your research, and you'll find out that there's a lot of guards that are way better than Caitlin Clark that we just don't talk about because a lot of people, like y'all stated, y'all just now started watching the WNBA. Y'all just now started watching the WNBA because what y'all say? Y'all started watching the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark. If that's the case, but don't just hopscotch and just talk about she is the best thing since sliced bread. She got a lot of holes in her game, man. She don't play defense. Her defense is atrocious. Now, you've seen these last 2 games, 1 possession game, Caitlin Clark ain't even on the floor. You got to have your best player on the floor at all times. But if you can't play defense, you're going to be on the bench. And Stephanie White has coached these last 2 games saying, hey, the game is close. Caitlin, you can't be out there. Offense for defense. And we've seen in these last 2 close games that she can't be on the floor. She couldn't be on the floor against New York, and she couldn't be on the floor against the Atlanta Dream. So that tells you, man, there's a lot of holes in Caitlin Clark's game that a lot of people don't want to address. Caitlin Clark is an exceptional basketball player, but you just can't say that she's the greatest point guard that ever played a game, man. If you're going to talk about Caitlin Clark, man, give her a fair critique. She turns the ball over a lot. Her handles is not there. She don't shoot that 3 ball at a high clip. Yeah, she'll hit a logo 3 here and there. Caitlin Clark got range on that jump shot, and that's what makes her deadly because you got to guard her. Damn near, you got to pick her up 24 feet because she can stop and pop from the logo. That's the great equalizer. But if she's not hitting that 3-pointer, teams letting her shoot it because she's one of them on and off type 3-point shooters, man. But stop making Caitlin Clark to be more than what she is, man. It'll take time. This is only her second year in the WNBA, and y'all already trying to crown her. She got a lot of holes in her game. But I see a lot of people in the comments section. #salute. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And just in case I forgot, tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.